Ever wonder why some people glide through the airport like they've done it 1,000 times, while others seem to stumble at every step? It's not luck. It's knowing the secrets most travelers never learn. Today, I'm going to show you the airport tricks, shortcuts, and unspoken rules that frequent flyers use every time they travel. And by the end of this video, you'll see airports in a completely different way. Let's start before you even leave home. Most people check in online and think they're all set. But seasoned travelers? They use that online check-in to their advantage. Why? Because seat maps constantly change. If you check the app the night before your flight, you can often find premium seats that open up last minute, even the ones other passengers paid extra for. And if you move fast, you can grab them for free. Now, here's something hardly anyone talks about. Ever notice how early morning flights are almost always on time? That's because aircraft tend to fall behind as the day goes on. The first flights of the morning leave from the gate where the plane slept overnight. No delays from previous cities, no waiting for crews. So, if you hate sitting at the gate watching the clock tick, book early and you'll thank yourself later. All right, let's talk about packing. Not just what goes in your bag, but how. You've probably seen people struggling to close their suitcase, sitting on it, fighting the zipper. But experienced travelers pack like puzzle masters. They roll clothes instead of folding them, fill shoes with small items, and always pack a change of clothes in their carry-on. Why? Because checked luggage can be delayed, rerouted, or lost. It's not paranoia, it's preparation. And here's one of my favorite tricks: the airport outfit strategy. Frequent flyers never wear belts, heavy jackets, or boots to the airport. Why? Because every piece of metal or layer adds seconds at security, and seconds matter. The pros dress in layers that can come off easily, slip-on shoes, and neutral colors that don't raise eyebrows at customs. Comfort and strategy, all in one. Now, when you arrive at the airport, most people head straight for the check-in line. But here's a better move. Go straight to the kiosks. Even if you have a bag, use the kiosk first. It'll print your tag, verify your details, and when you walk to the counter, you're already halfway done. Airline staff love efficient passengers, and you'll often notice they treat you better when you make their job easier. But here's something most travelers don't know. Your luggage tag tells a story. Every barcode, every sticker, it's all logged. If you see extra stickers or old tags on your bag, remove them. Why? Because scanners can pick up the wrong code and send your bag somewhere it doesn't belong. One traveler's bag ended up in Iceland instead of Ireland because of an old sticker. True story. Now, this next part is where frequent flyers really shine: the security checkpoint. Most people dread it: the lines, the trays, the rush. But here's the secret: watch the people, not the line. If you see a lane filled with families or large groups, skip it. Go for the line with solo travelers or business people. They move faster. And while everyone else is scrambling with their laptops and liquids, you already have your items prepped and ready. It's not about cutting the line, it's about knowing how to flow through it. Ever notice how airport staff sometimes pull random bags for extra screening? Here's the truth: it's not always random. Sometimes it's triggered by things like overpacked bags, wires that look suspicious on the scanner, or even travel patterns that fit certain profiles. Keeping your bag neat, cords rolled, and electronics easy to see helps you avoid unnecessary checks and saves time. All right, let's talk lounges, because most people think they're only for business class passengers. Wrong. Many lounges now sell day passes, and they're not as expensive as you'd think. For about the same cost as 2 airport meals, you can get fast Wi-Fi, quiet space, free snacks, and often showers. And here's the kicker: if your flight is delayed or canceled, lounge staff can often rebook you faster than the main desk. That alone can save you hours. Now, here's a pattern interrupt for you. Think about this. Imagine you're sitting at your gate, scrolling through your phone, waiting for boarding to start. A voice crackles over the speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking for volunteers to take a later flight. Most people tune that out, but smart travelers? They perk up, because that announcement could mean a free hotel, a meal voucher, and a future flight credit worth hundreds. One quick conversation with the gate agent could turn your delay into a mini vacation. Now, when boarding starts, most people rush to stand in line, even if their group hasn't been called. Here's what the pros do instead. They wait. Why? Because the longer you stand, the more tired and irritated you become before the flight even starts. Frequent flyers board when their group is called calmly. They walk right on, place their bag above their seat, and settle in. No shoving, no stress. And here's an insider tip. If overhead space worries you, choose seats closer to the back. Planes fill front to back, and overhead bins in the rear stay open longer. You'll get space for your bag and sometimes even an earlier exit through the back stairs on smaller airports. Now, let's talk about one of the most misunderstood parts of flying: upgrades. You've seen those people suddenly get bumped to first class, right? Here's how it really works. Airlines keep a small list of potential upgrades. Frequent flyers, people who've paid for flexible tickets, or passengers with minor inconveniences. But sometimes it's about kindness. Agents remember faces. A calm, polite passenger who asks at check-in, "Any chance of an upgrade today?" has a better shot than someone who complains. It's not a guarantee, but it works often enough to try. Once you're on board, here's a secret even many frequent flyers forget. You can ask for extra items before takeoff. Things like blankets, pillows, or even a cup of water. Why? Because once the seatbelt sign turns off, the crew gets busy. Ask early, and you'll often get what you need with a smile. Now, while we're on the topic of smiles, kindness goes a long way in airports. Gate agents, flight attendants, even security staff, they deal with stress all day. A simple "thank you" or "hope your shift goes well" can change their mood and yours. There are stories of travelers being moved to better seats or getting meal vouchers just because they were respectful and kind. Let's talk arrivals, because what happens after you land can be just as stressful. Most travelers jump up the moment the seatbelt sign turns off, even though it takes another 10 minutes to actually get off the plane. Frequent flyers? They wait. They use that time to check their gate for connections, their transport options, and their luggage belt number. While everyone else is standing in the aisle sweating, they're planning their next move. And here's a lesser-known trick. If you have a tight connection, tell the flight attendant before landing. They can sometimes arrange for you to deplane first or alert the gate agent at your next flight. Airlines do this quietly all the time for those who ask, but most people don't know it's an option. When you reach baggage claim, here's where patience pays off. Most travelers stand right up against the carousel, shoulder to shoulder. The smart ones? They hang back about 2 meters. You can see your bag coming, step forward, and grab it easily. Plus, you're not fighting elbows and suitcase handles. And if your bag doesn't show up, don't panic. Report it immediately before leaving the baggage area. Most missing bags are found and delivered within 24 hours, and airlines have systems to track them almost in real time. Keep your baggage tag, photo of your suitcase, and a list of contents handy. It speeds up the process dramatically. Now, before you head out of the airport, here's one last insider move. Avoid the taxi line. Airports charge premiums, and drivers know it. Use the rideshare pickup area instead. It's usually a short walk, but the fares are lower and the wait time's shorter. And if you're really trying to save, check for airport trains or buses. They're often faster during rush hour than sitting in traffic. You see, airports are like puzzles, and once you know the pieces, everything fits. Every shortcut, every observation, every small decision adds up to a smoother, faster, and more enjoyable trip. So the next time you fly, remember, you're not a rookie anymore. You know the tricks. You know the flow. You know how to move through that airport like a pro. Because travel isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's about knowing how to enjoy the journey in between.